Thank you.
Coach, after two rough road losses, I mean, how valuable was today's win in terms of just resetting the tone and building that momentum as you guys look ahead into Tuesday's matchup against the surging Sparks team?
I think it was, you know, one of the toughest things is going through hard things and remaining optimistic and positive. I think it's real easy to complain, start griping at each other. And so, my main focus was just trying to keep everybody upbeat, ready for the next game, prepared, and, go out and play the next one. That's all you can do. And they did a really good job, especially after that first quarter, just containing their offense, slowing them down a bit, as well as getting out and running. We were making things happen defensively, and just a good all-around team win. And probably the 30 assists might make me the happiest.
Coach, congrats on the win. Obviously, the big change in the starting lineup. We talked about it pregame, but now you get the results where both KB and Jewel both excel kind of in this new role. Just in general, just kind of the takeaways that you what you liked from both of them today.
I mean, KB just stayed ready. I mean, her minutes have been spotty, and I think when I've been pretty consistent with her, she's been consistent with me in performing. So, she got the nod. Jewel just wanted a change of scenery, come off the bench. And so the fact that they both really excelled in both those roles is obvious, obviously very positive for us. And, let them give us 19 and 20 for the rest of the season. I'll be very happy.
And what does that say just about the unselfishness that exists on your team? The fact that, Jewel is okay with coming off the bench.
It was actually Jewel's idea. I mean, we've had multiple conversations. She wanted to do it a while back. I wasn't quite ready to do it, and then talked to me again, and so we decided to do it. Actually, just kind of right before the game. And I mean, if we can keep, like I said, keep that kind of momentum, but KB does a lot of little things for us offensively, the movement, the cutting, and then I just hopefully, Jewel just feels more comfortable with that second unit, just getting shots up, because a lot of times you're playing with, Asia or Jackie. Sometimes you can get lost in the shuffle. So even though I was trying to get her quite a few minutes with the second unit anyways, even starting the way we were, it just kind of didn't pan out. But, today she was super efficient. Even she missed three that I thought were going in too. So she could have easily been 7 for 9 from three. But the more important thing is we were getting good looks, and the ball was popping, and everybody was getting, when we share the ball, there'll be enough for everybody.
Coach, I thought Jackie was great tonight as well. I mean, from the passing, the shooting, all that. Just for you, like when you have a player of obviously Jackie's caliber, we know how great she is, but being able to kind of fill in any gap that you need from whether it be on offense or defense, just her performance tonight, what do you kind of take away from that on top of the other players in the division? She
was great. And I mean, that's the expectation for Jackie every night. I need her around 20. I need her getting 5 to 7 assists. Tonight, obviously, she went over those numbers, which I will take any night. But I talked to them just about everybody being stars in their role, and kind of did a quick recap of where I see people, excelling and what we need as a group from each other, and then being happy for each other when we do well, or someone's being great in their role. Like we should all celebrate that. And I thought tonight I saw a lot of smiles, and I know you're not supposed to always do that in professional sports, but fun is like a dirty 3-letter word in professional sports a lot of times. And I think it's a grossly undervalued trait. Happy players make better players. There's no doubt about it. So hopefully we'll keep this momentum, and, we're going to have a tough game in LA for sure.
You talk about the players having fun. Chelsea had a wipeout after Jackie made that 3. So everybody came to her, gave her a high five, helped her up. Just talk about your team's chemistry thus far.
It's been pretty good, even through the hard times. Like the vibe's been pretty good. Not to say that we haven't had our times, but overall, I think Asia, Chelsea, all of them come together and make sure that it doesn't get too low. Not only that, I think they're optimistic people by nature, which is very helpful. That it comes naturally for them to look at the glass half full. That's not always the case. And so I think just perspective and understanding, I said before the game, like if we win that Indiana game, probably all of this feels a lot different. And not to get too down, not to panic. Like we just keep moving in the right direction. Everybody stay on board, nobody jump ship, and we just keep moving in the right direction together.
Zoom, Callie?
I just wanted to ask about this being your 100th career victory and you being the third fastest coach to hit that milestone. Like, what is your reaction when you hear something like that, especially in a season like this for you?
My reaction is I've been blessed with having really good players to coach. Not only are they really phenomenal basketball players, but they're phenomenal people. Like I think we genuinely I have great relationships with them. I said after this, this Aces thing is long gone and way behind all of us. Like I still want to be their friends because I value them as people, and they just kind of get it. But I've been super fortunate to obviously coach some of the greatest to do it. And every team honestly has had a different kind of persona. It's different, even though some of the bodies and the faces are the same. Every year, the personality and the vibe is a little bit different. So it's actually been fun, with this new group and getting the new pieces in and getting to work. But I mean, I'm happy with like every year that I've been in Las Vegas, the group of players that I've had the privilege to coach.
Got it. And then also just wanted to ask about, obviously, I think Kirsten Bell made a lot of sense in the starting lineup with the size of the wings, but did you have to kind of like think about that decision, or was it pretty easy to know like, okay, it's going to be KB?
No, I liked KB. My idea was to roll with KB, mainly because I still need Dana coming in and being a point guard, relieving us of point guard duties. Nye like coming in and just being that, kind of microwave shooter, get her some volume shots coming in. And then Jewel, obviously. But KB was the natural fit. I think she knows our system the best. She's actually a very good cutter, which helps with our ball movement and body movement a lot of times. So, and like I said before, when I've been consistent, she's been pretty solid for us when I've given her minutes for the most part. So I thought she did great. Career high on her first time starting it. I think it's her first time starting. So
Second, June of 27th, 2022.
okay, well there you go.
Not that I have useless.
Mhm.
Andrew, we've got time for just a couple more. So Andrew, go ahead.
Thanks, Caroline. Just coach, you said a few of those smiles that you had, especially when that last smile you had when KB was able to force that foul while she was trying to get the offensive rebound. So talk about just that, not only the points, but her just staying ready, as you mentioned. And did you see Usain Bolt after the end of the game since your team took photos?
I mean, I didn't see him, but I'm assuming that's who they were all rushing towards. Pretty cool that he was able to come to a game, obviously. Game recognizes game. And, man, I think he was in the London Olympics. That was in his prime. What was that, 2012?
Yes.
Yeah. So pretty awesome to having been able to witness his greatness on the track. And then, like I said, I think, athletes really, there's not a lot of people that you could look up to when you're a professional athlete a lot of times as like role models, but like when you can recognize excellence in the room and you understand the work that it takes to get to that elite level. And so I think that's why you saw everybody go there is just, the guy oozes excellence and work ethic and just, it's funny because I showed them an Instagram video the other day and he was in it. He was like the main one. It was like something about, you saw him for 9.5 seconds, but he trained for 20 years for that moment. And so, what was your last question, KB?
Yep, just someone that's on just how the smiles that you had with her not only still boxing out at the end of the game, but just how she means to the team.
KB is a vibe. So She's just a really cool person. And, they had a team dinner last night, and she's a big part of the team. I don't think we talk about her enough, but just her presence and her vibe. She's a vibe. If you get to know her, she's a vibe. She's fun. And, you know, she's a ride or die type teammate. Like, if you're going into a situation, you want KB with you. I'll leave it at that. Yeah.
All right.
Just one last question. Of course, you were part of the San Antonio Silver Stars, and now you're one of the third fastest coaches to 100 wins. Just talk about going from playing for this team as a player to being the coach and all you've accomplished in this time.
I don't know, it just makes me feel old. No, it's pretty cool to have been, had the career I've had in this league, and then, kind of go away to the men's side for 8 years, and then come back and see where the game has grown so much, and to, authentically feel like you've been a part of it. I was from the era of where we were on back-to-backs, like you were getting up at 6 a.m, probably 4 a.m, because you had to be on a 6 o'clock flight to get out to the next city. And now to, the way that we travel now, being able to get to city, and the growth, the eyes that are watching these women is been awesome. So now I get a front row seat with it, being the coach, which is pretty cool. But I just think it's really cool to be a part of the league, and the growth that it's had. So I go back to the players that I've had the privilege of coaching, making it just a really fun journey.
Thank you, Becky.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks,
Congrats.
Coach.
It's just internally, we just heard Becky talking about your ability to kind of stay ready. Like whenever you're called upon, you're ready, and having that level of consistency when done. So just for you, like, can you kind of take me through this time period, like finding out you're going to start, and then now as you sit here having the performance that you had?
Well, finding out I was starting was I was trying to go get a massage, and the agent just said, get your mind right. And I was like, what happened? She was like, you're going to be starting tomorrow. And I was like, okay, well, I got to, lock in. But if that wasn't the definition of staying ready, I don't know what it is, but I always try to be positive. I've been hard on myself this year, but this start in this game gave me the confidence, and my teammates trust me, and so I'm just thankful.
Coach Sam was just talking about, she said you were quote unquote a vibe. What kind of vibe do you want to give as you get into the game?
Energy. I think that's the most important is energy. Pick up slack when it's needed. But just being who I am. They know who I am. Like they trust me to go out there and do my job. So that's all I can do is go out there and perform.
As you all look ahead, I mean, you guys come off of 2 tough road losses. Now you're facing the LA Sparks come Tuesday. How are you all looking to both contain and challenge both Plum and Jackson?
Yeah, we know they're playing really well. Right now, they've been stringing together some wins, and so we just have to come out and play good team defense. It's going to take a full team effort. Rakia's playing really well for them. KP's playing well, like usual, and so it's on us, to just execute our defensive schemes, go out there, be physical, play with energy. But yeah, the biggest thing is just executing on the defensive end.
Jump to Zoom. We'll go Mark. Go ahead.
Yeah, Jackie, does it feel like the team is already in playoff mode, even though you have 18 games left?
We're just trying to string together some wins, and execute the defensive schemes. But we know every game is important, I'm just trying to go out there, build off the past games, learn from our mistakes. But I thought today we did a great job of just coming out, having a lot of energy. We had fun today. There were a lot of smiles on our faces. I think that's the biggest thing when we're playing with energy, playing at the pace that we want to play, having fun. I mean, it's fun out there. And then like KB, she had a great game today. So, shout out to her for just staying ready. It's been a tough season for her, but I'm proud of her in the way that she just stayed composed and stayed ready. I mean, she goes against us in practice every day, and we know how great of a player she is. So I think just shout out to her, credit to her for just being a pro.
All right, Willie, and then Callie.
Hey, B, what's happening? We'll go back to media day, and we had talked, and you'd said that you acknowledged and kind of owned that this was a big season for you. You felt deep down you had a lot to prove, and you knew it was at stake. Becky obviously showed a lot of trust. She said that you're a vibe and putting you in the starting lineup. How would you assess this season for you up to this point, and then getting in the starting lineup? Where are you at mentally in terms of how you've done this season?
I would definitely say it's a roller coaster. But I think most importantly, just making sure that I keep my family close, continue to just harp on my teammates, knowing that they have my back, and just really just always staying locked in, always just, being ready. And I'm a good teammate. So like, even if things aren't going well for me, I'm going to still, show up for my teammates. And I think that's the most important. And I think just God blesses me in many ways, and I'm just thankful to be in this position with this group of girls. And so we got to just keep rolling.
Thank you.
Janetta, go ahead.
Jackie, the team's offense seemed a little bit more spaced out when you had the ball in your hand, kind of starting the offense. Did you kind of feel that as an adjustment in the game? Was it something different Dallas was doing, or is that a team adjustment you all made?
I mean, coach talks a lot about playing the right way. And so just being unselfish, making the right plays. I think for me, just trying to make the right reads coming off the ball screens. They're going to switch it up on me. Sometimes they're going to blitz it, hedge it. Sometimes they're going to be in a drop. Who knows, So I think I just have to come off just being ready, expecting whatever, but then just making the right reads and trying to get it to my teammates. And today, it was KB spotted up, or Jewel, Chelsea, just whoever it might be, Aaliyah. We have a lot of great shooters on this team. So just trying to make the right read coming off of those ball screens. Yeah.
Take a couple more from Zoom before we go back to the room for the final question. Nikias.
Yeah, just a quick one for Jackie. Hope this isn't a bad question, but I think you've now been fouled on 11 threes this year, which leads to W. Nobody else has been fouled on more than 6. Just from your vantage point, how do you find yourself in that position that often?
I mean, the one tonight, I kind of knew she was about to foul me. But, I think just focusing on my shot, whether they foul me or they don't, just focusing on trying to make the shot. But, I think just being able to score on all 3 levels. And so they just have to kind of decide if they want to let me get that 3 off or get to the basket. And so sometimes it's just a split decision and I end up getting fouled.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Jordan.
Hey, ladies, congrats on the win. So my question is for both. So just talk about, of course, having energy on both sides of the floor, especially in that second half. You guys were able to keep Dallas from going on that run. So just talk about how you guys were able to stay composed on both ends of the floor in that second half.
I would really say just continuing to hold each other accountable. We know things that we weren't doing well, and we had to come in huddles and make sure we were communicating with each other and trying to just hold everybody accountable. We got an accountability chart now. So there's things that we put before games, and if you don't, you got to check it off. And if you're not doing it, you know what I'm saying? Like I said for Asia, it was one box out she didn't get, and I said, hey, accountability chart, box out. And so I think just holding each other accountable is why we are doing what we're doing.
All right, we'll close out the room.
Jackie, you mentioned that you just had fun tonight, and it seemed like it felt like that watching it. Becky also mentioned just in her press conference before, like fun is underrated in terms of like what makes a team good and like smiling and the energy and everything. Just for both of you, like what made tonight or today's game different in comparison to kind of some of these past games, and like for you guys with the smiles, with the fun, genuinely, like how much of a difference does that make on the court for this team?
Yeah, I think that's always been a part of Aces basketball since Becky got the job. And so just kind of having a good balance of that. And then just knowing that, there's pressure with this game, but just having fun. At the end of the day, we get to play the game that we love every day. And so just going out there with a smile on our face, just playing with a lot of joy and a lot of energy. And I thought you guys were able to see that tonight.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Appreciate y'all.
Congratulations.